What is the value of life? So far, we've been talking about the value of time. And I believe strongly that you are getting or having a perspective or a mind shift as far as these issues are concerned. Today, I want us to delve quite deeper on the value of life. Life is so precious that if we don't value life, the consequence will be very much, untoward. Ghana, Africa, one of the broken values we have is the fact that we do not value life. And this lack of value for life has undergirded everything that we do. I've always been repeating, and then I'm repeating because repetitions are made for emphasis. I have told you that because of the lack of respect for value or the value of life, that is why we treat our prisoners the way we treat them. I have repeatedly said that because of the lack of value for human life, that is why we don't care about the street children. That is why we don't care about the kayayos. That is why we don't care about the ghetto boys and then the ghetto girls. That is why we don't care about the people that they are drinking from the same river as many of our cattle. Why? Because we don't value human life. There is a difference between toil and work, which I would like to delve into as a way of explaining the value of life. If you really appreciate life, any people that appreciate life, they are going to be given to the aspect of human dignity. They are going to be given to the aspect of committing themselves to national transformation. It is sad that many of the things that we engage in are things that destroys the society. And all these are because we don't appreciate human life. We have said over and over again that in democracy, democracy does not essentially ride on leadership. Leadership is more of a catalyst. In democracy, the harbingers of the mysteries of democracy is the people, the masses. Democracy becomes appreciable when every single citizen is given this mindset. So, when we lose even one person through road accident, we will never forgive ourselves if only we value human life. So just get the carbon chain. I just want to establish the carbon chain so that we get it well. Every nation, the chief resource of every nation is not her natural resources, but human capital or human resource. That is the chief resource of every nation. So it means that if any citizen dies, or when we lose any single citizen, we have depleted our human capital, which happens to be the very prime or chief resource of every nation. How many people have we lost through road accidents? How many people have we lost through our poor healthcare system? How many people have we lost through depression caused by injustice with our judiciary system? How many people are now found at, the prison yards, and they are being mistreated and maltreated, and they have died as a result of that? They are just used for statistical purposes. It does not move us. We are not stimulated. We have not been brought to a point of appreciation for that human life. Since the 1970s and 60s, every time that it rains, there is flood in Accra. And then of late, it is even invading into Kumasi and then other places which were not essentially known for flooding. Is it not sad that so many years afterwards, we are still celebrating anniversaries of our flood? This year, 2023, it will still rain and there will be flood. Last year there was flood. Last 2 years there was flood. Last 3 years there was flood. This year there will be flood. And each session of this flood, at least some people die. The death of these people have not been enough to speak certain things to our conscience. Ghana needs a conscience. Africa needs a radical conscience. And that a lot of things are going to change when we start giving ourselves to this understanding of the value for human life. Because the value for human life is going to affect various aspects of our lives. If you are a leader and then you have value for human lives, where will be the place of corruption? Because you will say to yourself that I am not sleeping until I am well aware that the people within my enclave of jurisdiction are sleeping and are sleeping well. This is the voice of a true leader. If we begin to value human lives, that is when we'll be able to say that I am not eating as a leader until I am well aware that people around me have eaten and then they have fed sumptuously before I eat. It takes love and sacrifice to be a true leader. Are these the kind of leaders that we have? No. The kind of leaders we have, they have intentionally built an extractive political and economic institutional system where they take from the masses onto themselves and then they render the masses impoverished. They render the masses impoverished, whereas they are faring sumptuously. There is a need for a radical shift. And these are things that I'm using all these examples to help us appreciate that we must embrace the value for human life. See how beautiful it will be if we begin to appreciate the value for human life. Another thing that makes the human life valuable is the extent to which every system is trying to pursue it, even the spiritual forces. So economic systems, political systems, social systems, cultural systems, and then in fact, even the spiritual systems. God and then the devil both are even pursuing man. What does it tell you? It tells you that there is a particular dignity in human life that must be pursued. And this is the new wave of understanding that must undergird our mentality. Now, why is it that our attitudinal disposition for these things have become, some way? In later episodes, we are going to explain so that you will understand. We will be delving deeper for you to understand why the black man does not respect time. Of course, it cannot be incidental and accidental. Behind every fire, there is a smoke, or there is no smoke without fire. So I'll be running you through the aspects that have led to the black man not respecting time. Then we will also, and in life, then we will also see the effect, the resultant effect of this thing. And then finally, I'll be closing on the way forward in terms of what should be done, what must be done in order to get us out of this rut. Mind you, we have said that we want to table in another parallel system as far as issues of time and life is concerned. Instead of saying a Ghanaian time, we want to change it and then make it the new African time. And what's the difference? Ghanaian time says that if the meeting is 8 o'clock, be there by 9 o'clock. The New African time says that if the meeting is 8 o'clock, make sure that while you're later 5 minutes to 8, that is 7:50, 7:55, you have represented. This is the new wave of logic that we want to pipe. What is Ghanaian time? Ghanaian time is, you don't use time to do anything. After all, you must applaud the people who come late. What is the New African time? The New African time is we must not applaud, neither must we sponsor even our leaders who come late. What is, New African, what is Ghanaian time? Ghanaian time is if the meeting is for 4 hours, we can extend it and then make it 6 hours. Because the assumption is, after all, we are ujana on koyehe. Especially Christians and then the church and then pastors, we are corporates of this. What is the New African time? The New African time is, we said that the meeting is going to span for 3 hours, and we committed ourselves to make it 3 hours, so that other engagements that the people have, they can also fully do it. See how beautiful such a new wave of thinking, not only by having it informationally as we are talking about, but practically engaging in it. There is going to be a powerful wave. And as we will come to see the consequence of time wastage, I tell you that the last time you wasted time should be the last time. The last time you did not value life should be the last time. We are committed to raising a new generation. A generation committed to respect for time and respect for the value of human life. With this understanding, when we are given a contract for road, we will be proactive and we will think that if I don't do the road well, it is going to cost certain lives. And every single life that is lost is going to be a loss to the human capital, which is the chief resource of every nation. If we really want to build Ghana and Africa as a great country and continent respectively, then we must be given to the respect for the value of time and then the value of life. Thank you.